So have you been considering coming out here to the breakers out here in Fort Walton Beach here on Okaloosa Island? Whether you're looking here to stay, looking here to get a second home or a little vacation home, or just be part of the owners out here at this awesome unit here over at the breakers, we're going to be going through that today on this beautiful overcast day, and the sun is shining somewhere, you know, on the other side of those clouds. But we're gonna have a pretty good time going through these units, answer some of those questions that you might have, talk about the different amenities that we have in here, because we do have two sides. You know, we've got the east and west building here. So we're gonna go through all of this information and so much more, so you guys get a feel whether you wanna be the next owner here at the breakers. So let's go. So one thing about the breakers here is it's 144 different units in here, all privately owned, all with golf views. So no matter which one you're in, you get golf views, and sometimes you get views of the bay. This is nice because if you've ever been to this part of Okaloosa Island, it's next to shops, the beach, and leaf blowers. Right, so as we have gone through the lobby here on the east side, we're heading down in towards where the pools are. In this complex, you'll see we got 1, 2, and 3 bedroom types units. We have them anywhere from about 725 square feet, 1.5 beds, all the way up to our 3 bedroom, 3 baths, up to almost 1,700 square feet, which we're gonna go check out today. So if you guys do have questions or anything about this complex, guys, please do reach out, give me a call. We'll give all the information that you need to know. So as we get to the back side of the complex, we have some shuffleboard courts that are out here. There's 2 on this side, there's 2 on the other side as well. And you'll see that we do have the dunes. Now we're not supposed to actually go out on the dunes because it's actually protected, but there are gonna be walkways for you to be able to get away from that. So you can see some of these units. Now these buildings don't go that high, and the main reason is that this is all restricted airspace for the air base that is right over there. So we've got 2 pools, one is heated, one is not. You'll notice that there are people in the heated pool and one that isn't. We're not going to show you too much of these because I don't want to get sued by somebody that gets in this and ends up being a YouTube star. So we're going to gently pan across here so that we can see all these different amenities. So one of the nice parts about this as well is we've got outdoor grilling station and picnic tables. Now these are open to the public. You guys can come on in here and just grab one that's out here. It's gas grill, so if you're a charcoal person, we do have charcoal. See, it's right over here. Be the one person out here doing it, maybe 2. But all these other ones have plenty of space, plenty of picnic tables for your next get together out here. And it does have utensils just in case you forget. You can just go to the front desk and go ahead and grab those. Now this is where the building splits over here. We've got the 2 different sides. This is that flow through, and it's gonna get windy, so I apologize if my mic goes out. That's a breakers where it breaks. On the other side here, this is pretty much a carbon copy to the other pool that we have on this area, the other grill area, and there's just so much to go over, guys. I got so many sheets in my hand trying to go through all of it. All right, so as we approach the other pool, we'll also see that we don't have as many people in here, so you could probably guess which one was heated and which one wasn't. I'm gonna guess that it was the other one. All right, but this is the same size of the pool. There's quite a bit more places to come hang out, and of course, over here, there is lots of places to lay out and get your tan, even though it's not really that sunny out today. So what we'll do from here is we'll go ahead and proceed over and take a look at the ocean, at the Gulf of America. Now, a couple things to note too here, because if you are going to be an owner, you're going to want to know, hey, how much is this really going to cost me outside of what the actual units cost? Well, just to let you know that your HOA fees, depending upon which unit you have, are somewhere between $600 to $1,300 a month. And what that really includes is the internet, TV, trash, water, insurance, building maintenance, you know, all the things that keep this thing together. It also covers your insurance for the complex, but not for your condo units. That will be a separate cost. Again, if you have questions about these things, reach out to myself and my team here. We'll schedule a phone call, schedule a Zoom, and talk about what that looks like. All right, so before we head out here, let's go ahead inside and let's go check out some of those units, see what this is all about. So man, do I have a treat for you. So also today in the breakers, we saw the regular units that you've seen out here, but we were able to get up here to the top floor, penthouse suite, if you will. Like, look at the view out here. We can see the intercoastal waterway. We can see the bridge construction, which should hopefully be done sometime soon. But the cool part about the 7th floor is that these are only owners. Like, you can't rent this one out. This is just for either your primary residence or your second home or just your vacation spot. And all of these here have some pretty cool ones. And I am super excited to share with you the end unit. There's nothing else over there, all right? The end unit penthouse suite that we are gonna see here, that is 701. All right, so let's take a look at some of these things. We've got some amazing updates. Let's go see how this looks. First things first, you can see that they have done an amazing job with the flooring. That's luxury that we've had through here for the tile, and it goes in, it's transitioning into a couple of different parts here. But we've got another 3-bedroom, 3 full bath condo that we're gonna show you here at the breakers, and what a treat. So let's first take a general look as we have. As I told you before, some of these units are only going to be close to, 1678 for a square footage. But this one, as we measured with a penthouse suite, is actually gonna be 1739 for a square footage. Can you believe that? That's pretty incredible. Well, it's because of the penthouse and because of the way that the 7th floor was designed. So this is really cool. We're gonna go through this. I wanna show you some of these cool features that we have in the kitchen, some of the extra things that you're going to see out here. And of course, look at that view. I know I keep joking that it's overcast today, but my goodness, guys, like, this is still just such a beautiful place. And then we move into our master, which we'll come back to as well. So let's get into this entire preview here. And again, guys, if you have any questions about any specific units about this complex and you're thinking about investing in here, reach out to me, give us a call, text. I can give you all the extra details you need to know, whether this is your second home or your next investment. Okay, so as we first get in here, we can see that we've got these large, look at this large door for your normal beach stuff, right? And this has all been redone. Like, we saw the other unit with the different doors and things from the 80s. Obviously, this has all been updated. This has all been updated very recently. We go into the first bedroom. Hey, got some float toys in here. We got 2 single beds. We've got another window to get into that natural light, all can lighting. You see that can lighting throughout, and you have the flat screen TVs, which we've seen throughout here. This is a key thing that I think you should really notice, that the only thing that we're seeing in here are area rugs. Why is it just area rugs? Because if you've ever gone out on that white sand, and I know some of you are like, yeah, we've been there, Tim, like, that's the whole reason we're watching your video and we're thinking about being owners here and getting an investment going. Yeah, okay, so you know that that white sand gets everywhere, and next thing you know, you're back home in Ohio, Michigan, New York, or wherever you came from, and there's like, why is there white sand everywhere? Like, how did that even happen? Especially if you drove down here and it's in your car, there's no way to get around it, which is why you don't have carpet through most of these. And if you did, you probably want to get rid of that because you're going to be changing it out pretty soon, especially if you've got renters. But let's go back into this unit. You do have a nice sized closet over here. You can see, hey, the kiddos were in here. And a good decent sized closet. This is actually really deep in there. And this unit specifically actually has lights in each one of their closets. So this is what a redone bathroom looks like. You can see that it's got the different fixtures in here, some beautiful lighting, and ooh, you're gonna like this. Look at this area that they put together for the tub area here. That's a waterfall type of faucet in here. It's got the extra lighting. Let's see if we can make a little mood lighting. Oh my goodness. Man, imagine having that. So really, really nice features in here. Nice deep tub, just super relaxing. And this is the biggest salt thing I think I've ever seen. So kudos, guys. I'm impressed. Okay, let's keep moving. Whew. I feel like I got out of the salt bath on a spa. Okay, so we're gonna go over here to the right real quick. This is your other bedroom, okay? And the cool part is that all 3 bedrooms have access to a bath. And there's a cool little cutout, kind of reminds me of the old 80s style. This is in your hallway, nice little decoration. And right over here is going to be a utility closet, and you have full laundry. Going into this other unit, this is facing the north side here. So you are getting pictures of the intercoastal waterway, if you can see it through my lens here. Good news is you're not gonna have a whole lot of foot traffic. Why? Because you only have a handful of owners that have access up here. So if you take the elevator, there's a specific key that you're gonna have to get up into these units. So the riffraff can't come and get you. I know, because I had to get a key. I'm one of the riffraff. All right, coming into the other bathroom that we have here. This is a nice stand-up shower. This is custom done. This is another of those high-end type fixtures and things that they have put in here. And I know you're looking at a lot of these different things and going, oh my goodness, how much does this unit possibly cost? Please stick by, because at the end of this video, I'm gonna go over that many other things that you can anticipate. That's right, you're gonna have to wait. Okay, let's keep moving down the hallway here. We do have the washer and dryer. So just like the other space that we looked at before, this is just a little bit more updated, but you have a full area in here, washer and dryer, side by side, none of the stack stuff. We're good to go. All right, we're about to get to this kitchen, guys, but I want to also show you that you do have another pantry area for storage or whatever else that you need in here. Now, this specific unit actually was ducted for a full in-house vacuum system, but they ended up taking it out because they didn't need it. So let's go in here. And here is this beautiful kitchen. Oh yeah, we're gonna go back into this kitchen here in a moment, but I want you to take a quick preview. And then we have, of course, our living room. Now you'll see this in a lot of the different condo types that you're gonna see in here, that they have this, because you can see me, this is all the type of different fixtures that you're gonna have in here. And they actually have mirrors. That was the word I was looking for, just in case you heard me struggling. It has mirrors in throughout the entire thing to make this look even bigger, right? On the other side of this is just the wall of the unit, since we're on an N unit, but it does seem like it's more open. It'll reflect a lot of the natural light out here. It's a little trick that people do, right? But this is nice. This is one of those end units. I said that before. So you actually get an extra window in this unit. You actually get to see a little bit more from sitting on the couch over here, and then just kind of viewing out to see the full depiction of the Gulf of America. I think that's what it's called now. And we also have, a huge big screen TV. I can't lie about this. I don't know how well the video is actually gonna take it out, but absolutely gorgeous here. And then, of course, the Gulf. Like, this view just can't be beat. So let's go into the master. We'll head back in there, and then we, of course, end in the kitchen. So move into the master. So again, transitioning in here, this is the same flooring. This is an enormous freaking bedroom. This is a California king. There's been a lot of these. There is so much room up here. It's a lot. Again, your own separate sliding glass door, hurricane type of enforced type sliding glass here, right? It's absolutely gorgeous. It's not gonna let any hurricanes through. Obviously, that's a big thing people are concerned about here, but most of these structures are built to withstand some pretty hefty storms. So let's go in and check out what the bathroom is. And you can imagine this is nice and big and updated. Dual vanities in here. And let's check this out. Is this a nice soft close? Oh, you bet your bottom dollar. It is. Okay, so these are all soft close. It's got the big mirror in here that actually has the light that's built into it. This also really helps, and not really hard on your eyes in the morning when we're all trying to wake up. And of course, we got our bench seats in here. We've got the waterfall. You've got your normal spigot over here, just big shower, and lots of storage. Pretty impressive, right? Okay, so let's go into our main area here, and I promised that we'd go outside. So let's go back outside. If you didn't already fast forward to this, thanks for sticking around. Hopefully you got some information. Oh my goodness, okay. I just kind of want to hang out in the seat actually for a minute and just take a look around. But we are right here on the corner unit, and right next to us is another condo. And then we have this beautiful Gulf, right? We can spy on the people next to us. See people trying to play shuffleboard, and of course the two pools down here with a very big, spacious balcony that you have here. If you're afraid of heights, don't get too close. Yes, it's a bit of a gloomy day today, but you can imagine what this looks like when it's not. This is pretty rough seas. This is a double red flag, so you shouldn't go in there more than your ankles or you could get swept away. Not good times. Still undeniably beautiful out here. You can see that we do have the beach service and everything set up here. It just started because we just got at the beginning of the season. It's partly what you get with the breakers. Down there you can see the beach access, of course, which we'll go down to as well, and all the different amenities that you could possibly imagine. But you can also see yourself here just hanging out, maybe having a delicious libation of some sort and just taking it in, creating memories. Can't beat it, right? All right, so let's get back to this beautiful condo. Again, we go into the kitchen, and you guys know I'm a big fan of this, and I'm sure that you guys are too. And it's mainly because this is where everybody hangs out, right? This is the center focal point of when you're here on your second vacation. Maybe you're entertaining because this is your permanent home, or this is just where the family get-togethers are. This is where that happens, right? These are where those moments and those memories are formed. So in the kitchen, we can see this is a nice granite countertop that they have here with a dual sink. The cabinetry that they have here, as you would imagine, do have the soft close, which you didn't see, so let me do that again. So it has the soft close in here for all the different doors. We have the stainless steel appliances as what you would imagine in something that's good. The nice part about these units too is that it does have a wine fridge, right? And that's what this is. And you can have whatever delicious wines. And I know since I'm recording this that they can't go missing because they're gonna know which guy took it. There is some really nice, we do have tray ceilings up in the middle of this too to add to some extra ambiance on top of it. Even during the night, you can imagine what all of this can really put together. But there is a ton of counter space for a condo unit. It looks just fantastic. Again, I want to spend a little bit time here just so that you can see. A lot of people are like, I want to make sure that multiple people can be in here helping cook, or maybe you've got some takeout that you've put out here, but you've got 4 people engaging with you. Obviously, you can talk to the people at the table, in the living room. You know, you could just see everything happening here, having a big family get together. This is the place, and this is the one thing that I love about these units. A lot of the times, in maybe not this one specifically, but a lot of the times people come in and they're like, you know, Tim, I want something that's gonna be our getaway. You know, we've gone to so many different places, we don't always get the same place, but we'd like something that was ours since we're coming down here anyway, to make memories in, to build equity, and sometimes get cash flow, or at least offset the cash flow. But it needs to be something that our family's gonna enjoy, right? Me and my loved ones, friends, whatever. And these places, specifically here on Okaloosa Island, are a huge, huge difference maker as far as taxes, prices, and especially now at the time that I shot this video here in 2025, like this is the really good time to purchase, because remember guys, it's not timing the market, it's time in the market. However, because of the big increase in supply, this is a good time to get a deal. So I'm not gonna get into that pitch, but I will tell you, if you do wanna know more about that exact thing, let's schedule a phone call, schedule a Zoom, give me a call, text, or whatever, and we'll get you going on that. All right. Anyway, back to the fun stuff here. We'll go ahead and switch right back around here. I want to give you one last look on this unit, just so that you can see. I didn't even show you how the little coffee bar and the wine rack here, but just absolutely gorgeous. Now on top of this as well, you do have extra storage. There's 3 big storage containers on this floor that only you can get to. And we'll show you real quick what that is. We'll give you a quick pan over of that. But other than that, we'll go ahead and explore the rest of this complex. Okay, so what we are going to check out here is one of the other units that we have here on the 3rd floor. So let's take a look in here. So the first things that I see is the nice long hallway that we have coming in through the unit. Tile floors throughout. And then over here we have one of the master bedrooms. And we still get a cool window going outside as well. So it doesn't feel like you're locked in like a lot of different condos that we have here. So we have another bedroom and bathroom combo here. We'll go into that a lot more here in a minute. I just want to give you the quick view. So there's a lot of different units, as I mentioned earlier. You know, you've got your 1 bedrooms, 2 bedroom, and 3 bedroom units, and I'm happy enough to be able to show you another 3 bedroom unit here. And this is the master suite. If my picture is good enough in here, you can see the beautiful cascading waters outside. And there's so many different features. I'm super excited. We're gonna go back in that kitchen, but I have to show you what the view looks like. I mean, come on guys, if you're gonna have this, this is the way to be, right? All right, so here is the beautiful Gulf of America, or the Gulf, or whatever you want to call it. The view out here on Okaloosa Island in Fort Walton Beach. Now this is absolutely incredible. So we get to see the bird's eye view of one of the pools over there to the west. And then we have our other ones over here to the east there. Both have shuffleboard. We've got our grills and everything else down here. Those are gas powered grills for you to come out with. There's a nice, oh yeah, you can see it perfectly. The little bridge to get out there over the dunes. Like, what an absolutely gorgeous thing that we have here. So you can imagine yourself here out on this balcony, really just enjoying the beautiful day, even though that it's overcast today. Of course, it's overcast today. It is still an absolutely gorgeous view. If you didn't see before, we got double red flags out there, so you probably don't want to be in the Gulf right now, but still the roar of the ocean and everything else, you can just envision yourself sitting out here in this awesome balcony right here. I absolutely love being out here, and hopefully you guys are enjoying this too. You can see the other different balconies. There's a guy staring at us. Hey, see, he's even waving. Just a really friendly community here. But let's go back into the unit so we can show just a little bit more. So we're gonna go a little bit backwards here. So we're gonna see this openness of this unit. Again, this is a 1,678 square foot 3-bedroom unit. This is the biggest floor plan. Surprisingly enough, it's one of the biggest floor plans in here. 3 bedrooms can go as little as 1,462 for its square footage, and that sleeps somewhere between 2 to 3 or 8 really, with all the extra furniture and how comfortable you want to be. Now the cool part about these condos, especially here at the Breakers, a lot of different condos here on the island, or Okaloosa Island as we'll call it, everything in here as far as furniture is almost always included within the purchase. And that's something unique that we have here in Florida. In a real property contract, you can have personal property. This is cool too. So almost every single unit is going to have some flat screen TVs. It's going to have a full kitchen with appliances and cookware, washer and dryers, Wi-Fi, and of course, the beautiful balconies. So here's the master. We're gonna see that here in a second. Let's go back to the front of the house and see the other bedrooms we were talking about. So there's the front door, cool little area here. And most of the time you're gonna come in here and there's plenty of closet space. Now this unit's a little bit older, but some of these have been converted into its own owner's closet. So if you've ever seen those before, that's where this door actually has a lock on it. Obviously it'd be a different style of door. And this is just where you keep your personal things when you come here to visit. That's pretty typical a lot of the times when you're coming into these units, that you have your own personal space, and you can see that was a lot. You can fit like 6 of me's in there, and I'm a pretty big dude to be able to go in there and, you know, spend a lot of that extra space, and you could pretty much have another home away from home with this owner's closet in here. So it's pretty nice. Again, there's big closets in here. There's another window out into the main area, the walk area on the front side of the building that faces the street, but this gives it more natural light. This is a huge bedroom for a condo. Like, that's a king size bed. That's pretty impressive. And you can go right into here, and here is an example of your regular room, your bathroom. All right, so here is the bathroom. Now this one hasn't been updated, but if you ever come back to this video, you'll see that it will be updated. But it's got the single vanity in here, the shower tub combo, a little bit back into the 80s style, but you know, that's just what happens. All right, moving on over, we'll see that we have another transition into some luxury laminate in here, another big amount of rooms or space in here. It helps if I put a light on, don't judge me here. We can fit 2 different beds in here without any problems. So this is the Jack and Jill, as they call it, bath in here. There's me. Hey, we have another tile bathroom, tub combo that's going on in here, single vanity. Again, this hasn't necessarily been updated, but a lot of these units have. Over here in the middle of the condo is your laundry. I told you there'd be laundry, right? And these are actually enough room for like those 2 side by side. So if you're gonna be staying here at the Breakers for long durations, this really helps out a lot. So let's go in here. We'll come back to the kitchen here. That's my favorite place. Let's go ahead into the master. This master is enormous. That's a California king size bed, to put that into perspective, but there is so much darn room in here. Look at this. Really nice as well. We do have this beautiful view coming over here. This is what you get to wake up to every day. Just that beautiful, beautiful ocean. In this case, double red flag Gulf. And your own private access to the balcony that we were at earlier too. So super, super cool. Another flat screen TV updates in here. And as you would expect in this type of condo, you do have closets on both sides. Again, older style doors. And then we have this big area here, this huge vanity inside here. Another little closet in here in your same shower, same tub type combo. Now again, with these units, right, you're gonna see that some of these are gonna be more updated than others, and then you'll also be able to kind of see the space as you come in here as well, just how wide open this is. And this is easy if you're gonna be a long-term tenant or you're just going to be coming here for vacation, but there are just tons of different ones, and each one of these units has its own type of style to it. So last but not least, we gotta come in here and check out the kitchen. And this has got those granite countertops. Now these have been refurbished. The kitchen cabinetry has been, and you know, it's got some older appliances in here, but it's still really nice. This is enough room for multiple people to come in here. Still has a dishwasher, still has all the standard appliances that you would want, to include a microwave. Woohoo! All right, but this is my favorite part here, because a lot of the time when we come here with our families and we're trying to create a legacy in the home, like this is the best part, because you have the, I'll call, command of the room when it comes to really entertaining. And you can talk to everybody in the living room. You've got everybody here in the kitchen. This is great for people to come up here on the bar to be able to sit, to conversate, or maybe you just got a couple boxes of pizza that you're feeding the family during your get together for your annual beach getaway. But this is just so great to be able to have that. And when you're prepping food and when you're cleaning up, you still get to look outside into that beautiful Gulf view. So, all right, that's it for this unit. We're gonna go ahead and check out some more and more amenities, guys, so stick around here. Okay, so here we are in the fitness center over here at the Breakers. Surprisingly enough, it's got more than what you would anticipate in your normal condo hotel. All right, so check out some of this in here. For big fitness buffs, as I certainly am, we've got all sorts of different Nautilus type machines, you know, for some bench press and actually leg machines, which is pretty rare actually in most of these places. But we have cables even for some back workouts here, like we've got the different parts here, but surprisingly enough, having leg machines is actually pretty impressive. This is a decent amount of space actually for free weights and things of that nature. And of course over here we do have some areas for your stretching, and there are a handful of cardio machines, to include 2-3 treadmills. You've got like a triathlon bike here. We've got 2 ellipticals, a sit down bicycle here, and as well as a row machine. Row machine, you know, since we are, you know, by the Gulf, that sounds like a pretty good place, but you can see this is a pretty good size area, providing like you come out here like I am today and don't get too much traffic. You can have this whole place to yourself and get a big old workout in. So how exciting was seeing all of those different units. Now we're back outside. We're heading out to look at the beach, which is of course what you guys came here for, heading over the main bridge that I showed you earlier, over the dunes, right? Some things that you were waiting to hear, like how much were these units? Now those 3 units, anywhere that you're going to be looking in these different complexes are going to be anywhere between 600,000 all the way up to about 1.15 million, like that last one that we saw. Now, can you make income on those? Providing you're not up on the 7th floor, absolutely you can. They could be long-term, short-term, whatever you're after. One of our 2-bedroom, 2-bath units actually made about 51,000 in the last year. So if you are looking to become an owner, you want to know what all these different expenses are, what you could net. Obviously, that's going to depend on how you're purchasing these units. Of course, give us a call, text. We can help you out with that. Let's go ahead and take a look back around and, of course, see what it looks like getting right down here on the white sandy beaches. Absolutely beautiful, guys. Even though it's a little hazy and whipping out there with a double red flag, we're good to go. Thanks so much for coming out here for the Breakers. I've got more for you as well. So if you like this unit, you like these walkthroughs, you want to know what it's like to live, you want to know what it's like to invest here, I got some great videos coming up with a great narrator. It might be me, can help you out whether determining this is your next investment or this is your next home. So check out these videos below and they'll get you to your next step. See you guys.